Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and we're going to be doing a new episode of Positive Spin this week. And I'm going to try to make this one a little bit quicker because I just recorded it and it was over 12 minutes and I haven't even gotten to the end yet. So I'm going to try to be less, I'm going to get to the point so I can kind of get these a little shorter. No one wants to hear me sit here and ramble on for 15 minutes about a movie that everyone hates, apparently. So, with that being said, the movie this week is the much hated remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to try to get through this, like I said, a little bit quicker. I have seen this movie a total of 3 times now. The first time I saw it is when it came out. I don't remember if I liked it. I don't remember if I didn't. And I'm going to leave it at that. I just don't remember. The second time was during the Super Slash Brothers, where a friend of ours, Craig, this is his favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film, which always goes for a little bit of ribbing on the stream. He put out a challenge that said, watch it. I don't think you're going to hate it anymore, to me personally. So I did it and I did a review. And I liked it a lot more than I had the previous time. This is time number 3 now. And we had to include this film because that was more of a review. This is more of just a positive spin and telling you the things that I liked about this film, not focusing on good and bad. So, yes. I think I got through that one a little bit quicker. Okay, this is what I liked about this film. I love the opening credits, even though they almost made me sick because I had them paused when Joe and I were getting ready to start the film and they were moving by themselves. It's just one of those optical illusion things, and I think it fits in really well with the whole dream aspect of the film. Which sounds like a nitpicky thing, but I did like it. I thought it was cool. I love the diner atmosphere with the kids in the beginning. I thought it was very fitting for a Nightmare on Elm Street film. I always liked Katie Cassidy. That's just a personal thing. I always kind of had a crush on her. I always thought she was really attractive. So for her to be in the film, definite plus for me. I like the young cast. I think the young cast is pretty good. Now, the people who aren't the young cast, like Connie Britton, who I've always liked, and Clancy Brown, who I had to get the name from Joe, I've seen this guy in everything, especially Kurgan from Highlander, and I've always liked him as an actor. I always thought he was cool. He, of course, plays Nancy's father. And then in this, I'm going to be going through some of the things that my friends said about this film and kind of almost disproving it, but just giving their point of view as well. Some of the dream sequences are creepier than the original. And this is what one of my friends said, that the scenes that they pulled from the original film didn't work as well. I don't believe that that's true. Except for, and this is the only bad thing I'm going to say about it, when Freddy was coming through the wall and that was CGI, I did not like that. That's just a personal thing, and I didn't really want to focus on anything negative, but that just shows that I make a positive and a negative sort of list when I watch films. But the part where Tina is in the body bag in the hallway, I actually thought was creepier than the original. That's just my opinion. Okay. And people are going to think I'm a crazy for this one, but that's okay. This is just my opinion. I like the score better than the original. I think it fits a little bit better, just being the whole dream, hazy quality of the film. Jackie Earle Haley is very good as Freddy. The film is very atmospheric, and in my opinion, Freddy is more sinister, which leads to my next point. The point is, Brad had always said, and I'm not calling out Brad in particular, but we had always gotten into this debate about how Jackie Earle Haley did as Freddy. He actually liked him too. He said he worked with what he had. But he always said that the boiler room never really fit in the remake. But it does if you watch it. And I'm going to give Brad the benefit of the doubt because it's probably been quite a while since he's seen it. The boiler room is very effective because it was used differently than it was in the original film. Now, when the parents found out that he was molesting the kids, they chased him and cornered him in a boiler room and set it on fire. That's how it's pertinent to the film. They just used it in a different way. Another friend said that Freddy didn't use his glove to kill in this one. And in watching it, that is completely false. He actually uses it probably a little bit more than he did in the original, if you count the dream sequences as well. Okay. And the final thing I kind of want to disprove because it was something that was bothering me, that people had said, and I wanted to make sure that I could see things correctly. Freddy, they always said his face kind of moved around in this film because of the CGI, the burned face. It does not. It moves around like it should. And I watched it very, very closely. I just think that people have a problem with the CGI in it. And I get it. I get that. I understand. However, even though I like Freddy's look in the original film better, Jackie Earle looks like a burn victim. More like a burn victim would look in real life, in my opinion. And the final point I wanted to make, this seems like it's like a lot of technical rather than me offering my opinion. This is just what I liked about this. Of course, you can hear the grass cutters in the background, of course. Hopefully they don't run right in front of my window. But this is something that gets me every time about this film. Freddy, and this is also something that Brad didn't like, and this is just personal opinion, he didn't like that Freddy was a child molester in this film. I, however, think it makes him a little bit more sinister and a little bit more heinous. We as horror fans tend to root for the killer. It makes it very hard to root for him when he's a child molester. And I think they went that way to make him evil, like more evil. And every time I watch this movie, it's been 3 times now, and this actually, it doesn't prove my point, but Joe's seen it a lot more than me, and it gets him to thinking that way too, even though he knows that that's not the case. Every time I watch it, I think that Freddy didn't do it, because that's where it kind of leads you. That's where the film manipulates you to saying that Freddy's innocent, and the parents got him and killed him for no reason. That's why he's taking revenge out on these kids. Well, the fact that they were able to manipulate and take the film and kind of turn it on its ear, I think works very well. And they duped me. They duped me every time. Even this last time I watched it, I've seen it 2 other times before, I still think that Freddy didn't do it. And maybe that's just me wanting to root for that character. So I think that the fact that they manipulated that works really, really well and impressed me so much. I actually really like this film now. I, of course, have the DVD. I would like to upgrade to the Blu-ray eventually because it's moved up a lot in my rankings. I seem to like it every time I watch it. That's my positive spin for this one. Give it another shot. Don't give it another shot. If you have your mind made up about this film, that's fine. But I think this film is pretty fantastic. Not crazy about all the CGI, but in a way, it's a product of its time, the way the original Nightmare on Elm Street was a product of its time. That's it. Take it for what it's worth. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.